Hello there, I'm Andrew Griffiths from ZDNet with our Small Business Focus. Welcome to our Better Ways of Doing Business panel, and tonight our topic is the customer is king. A very, very meaty topic and one that we're looking forward to getting into. I'd like to introduce our panellists for tonight. On my left here I've got Mr. Bob Greenup, and Bob is the franchise owner for B&I, Sydney Central Region. Bob works regularly with about 600 small businesses around the Sydney region and knows a lot about the small business space. Peter Zigopoulos, who is the founder and CEO of 3P Financial and has got a background as a financial planner and accountant, and we call him Ziggy because we can't pronounce his surname. Lisa Conway on my right here. Lisa owns a company called Ziggy, which is a training company specialising in training hairdressing salon, beauty salons owners into becoming more profitable in their business. And she also has just released a book called The Naked Salon, which is wonderful. And Troy Eggins, welcome Troy. Troy owns a company called Trojan Tech Group. You've had that for 20 years. Correct. And everyone tells me that you're Mr. Passion when it comes to customer service, and we'd like to hear that in the small business space. So without further ado, I think we should get started. And I'm going to ask you guys a question. Is the customer king? Who wants to wade into that?
No, look, I don't think it's as right as it used to be. You know, I think it's an adage that needs to be changed. I think we need to remember at the end of the day that we are in business because of our customers, but we stay in business because of the service delivery to them, because we're able to wow them. And I think if we continue to wow them, then ultimately they're going to listen to our advice. They're going to be, purchase our product and want to do business with us.
But doesn't it mean though that they're always right?
Well,
shouldn't they be?
Well, no. I think discerning. I mean, there's sometimes where you do need to stand your ground in terms of it might be the service delivery, it might be the service standard, and it might be just, a customer is being difficult. Sometimes you do need to stand your ground and you say, you know what, this is the way we do things because we've found that 99% of our customers love it, and on this occasion.
So you can't be everybody. You can't be everything. No, that's right. But you need to know who your customer is. Yeah. And I find in hair salons, it's not everyone with hair. Some people want to pay $15 for a haircut, and some are happy to pay $45, $85 for a men's haircut. So, you've got to know who your target market is. Really, really important.
Probably not me.
Probably not Troy.
Probably not you, Troy.
So what does it mean then to be a customer-centric business? Troy, you've got a reputation of being a customer-centric business. What does it mean to you?
I think, what Ziggy was saying about 99 of our customers might like it this way and this person doesn't. Fine. I think find a way for that person to enjoy it. So I think customer-centric, for us in our business, every touch point, every step of the way, we want to be considering what's the customer's experience when they're dealing with us on this. And I think if we can take that one customer and show them and have them, because they might be a difficult customer, but if you can win them over and show them that the service you're providing is tailor-made to them, I think you've potentially got a customer for life. So for me, it's walking in their shoes and understanding what's going to make them happy at each step of the way, and then building your business around that. And that effectively for us is almost tailor-made for every customer. There's a process we follow. But if someone wants us there at 6:30 in the morning, we're there at 6:30 in the morning. If they want us there at 2 in the afternoon, they want us there at 2:20. We'll be there at 2:20.
So for you, being customer-centric is listen to what the customer wants and you make that commitment that you'll give them what they want, regardless of what they want.
If we can't, then at least we're open to a negotiation.
Sure.
Right? So it's not like we'll have people in our industry ring around, they'll get to us and they say, oh, we want this done at a certain time, and they say, they can't get someone to come that week, they're already busy. I'm like, we're busy, we're always busy. But then if someone rings up and says, my switchboard's on fire or my data centre's not working, then we'll go and fix it. We don't go, oh, we're booked out for the next 2 weeks. Well, that's important. Shift it around and make it happen for them.
Okay, so tell me, Lisa, where do people get it wrong?
I think they don't ask for feedback. I think the customer in our businesses leaves in silence. With all the technology we have, they should not be. And
that's a trend now, isn't it, though, that we don't complain face-to-face as much. Maybe we don't like confrontation.
Yeah, and I think a customer who complains is gold. They're fighting for their right to stay as your customer. And they complain because they feel that you are interested in the feedback. And so I think that's really important to engage the customer, but also to find out what the customer wants. And the other thing I think that we don't understand is, I always say, they don't airlift A-grade clients into your business. You make them. They're B's
the best sayings.
I'm a hairdresser.
I know, a hairdresser, you get a lot of
But B's and C's have to be educated. So a B-grade client might do everything that an A with, but they don't rebook.
Right.
So if you said, oh, that's a great haircut, and I would educate you that it's important to book it in because you'll get me. And I'm onto something here. We're building a great haircut here, Andrew. So if you rebook, I'll send you an SMS 2 days before. Happy to opt out, but at least I know you looked after Andrew. So when am I going to see you again? And then you think, I really like that. I don't normally get that. So that's helping.
Nice touch. Okay.
What I'm hearing here is basically that the customer notion of king is different for each industry, because we've got a completely different philosophy about customers, right? We actually set the culture of our business, and we attract the clients that fit our culture. Those clients are king, right? Because they actually match our culture, and our culture reflects what we're passionate about. If they don't happen to fit our culture, then we're quite happy that they're not a king. They could be anything they like. They're just not part of our business model, all right? So we're very discerning about the people we want to engage as a client. We treat them with respect. We make sure that we give them exceptional value and have a good journey, but they've got to fit our culture. And that determines our target market.
You mentioned a very big word there too, and I think that's something that for me is the backbone of whether the customer is king or not is irrelevant, but the word respect.
Yep.
And I think that any business that I see that is really successful and great at that customer connection and great at service, that they respect their customers. They appreciate the fact that their customer has a choice and they've chosen them. And you're right again, Bob, in there. I think it's a two-way thing. The customer respects the business and the business respects the customer. And I think whenever there's a breakdown in respect on either side, that's when service or expectations fall apart. And you see that perhaps in training again coming through, and what are the staff, what's their attitude towards the customers. If the business owner has respect for their customers, the staff will have respect for their customers. So.
Most people are reasonable, Andrew, so I think you'll find that where there is some discussion, debate, a dispute of some sort, then a simple communication, usually face-to-face, usually you find that the source of the problem is something completely minor.
I think the cynicism comes from lack of accountability. So how many times do you buy something and it's not working from the business providing the service? So you buy something, it doesn't work, you try and return it, everybody wants to blame, it's not my fault, it's the manufacturer, I'm only the distributor, whatever it is. I think sometimes we need to...
I think that's coming from the notion that when we're actually in a business, we've got to win off the customer. Whereas if you actually treat the customer as though there has to be fair exchange,
a win-win.
In fact, there has to be exchange in abundance, really. You have to exceed their expectations. So they will become advocates for your business. But the minute you start defending product problems, or you mentioned the hair during the previous discussion, you mentioned the hair salon who doesn't get the colour right. When can you come back and get it fixed? No questions.
It's
Let's
easy.
do it.
Fix it now.
You've got to really have that expectation in the client that they're going to be looked after and they're going to get...
I think you've got to be prepared to be vulnerable, but right, there's a risk. You think, if I admit liability, right, insurance companies, they say don't admit liability. Bugger that. I think if we're wrong, we need to be the first one to say we've got that wrong, and we're going to fix it for you. We're going to do whatever it takes to fix it. But it's not until I remember I had a large-ish job, kind of didn't get quite done properly, and it was potentially going to cost me a lot of money to fix it. And I had the conversation with the guy, and he said, "Look, we're not happy." I said, "What do we got to do to fix it?" And I was going to take a hit. In the end, it worked out pretty good, but it was quite liberating because then once the customer knows that you're going to look after them, you're going to stand beside them. Sometimes it's not price.
What would you like me to do about it? That's right. Let them run out of words, let them go until they run out of words,
How do we
and
fix
then
it?
say, what would you like me to do about it? Because often they'll say, actually, I just want you to make it this, or I want it to be lighter, or I want to come back in, I want to show you.
I see so many places where you ring and they'll say, oh, we can do this, and none of those solutions you've given me are anything I want.
No.
I've actually, often what I'll do now is I'll ring up and say, if you can do this and this, I'm happy.
In fact,
I'll give you the solution.
Your biggest advocate in the marketplace will be a client with an order's gone wrong and you've actually stepped over hot coals to fix it.
A lot of time, I think that what happens though with a business that is getting it wrong is the fact that a customer complaint or feedback is actually turns into an argument. or a justification. So the business kind of argues against the client. Well, sorry, but this steak is undercooked, for example, and the owner will almost kind of come out and look at it, prod it and go, no, it's not. That's rare. And you wanted rare, it's rare. And you're kind of looking at it going, well, again, I think there's those situations where who's right and who's wrong.
But if they asked you, what would you like me to do with it? Take it back and put it back on for 10 minutes, and then I'll eat it. Like, why do we waste time arguing? Ask them what they would like.
Never at the end of the day, you're not going to get paid for it, and they're not going to come back, so what's the point?
No, they say that.
You've already lost the sale.
No. But I find when they take the plate away from him, I'm a little person and a little eater. I always say God gave me big hair and a little stomach, so that's good. We don't want the other way around. But when they take away the plate...
I got the opposite.
Yeah. Speaking on behalf of the rest of the panel here, we feel a little bit underprivileged.
When they take away the plate and they don't ask me why haven't I eaten it.
Right, didn't you like it? Was there a problem with it?
Yeah, you know, if the plate's empty...
I haven't checked in.
That's right. They haven't checked. They just think, oh well. And I think, well, I always say it was really lovely, but I'm a small eater. But it fascinates me they don't ask. Yeah. Isn't that right there and then? Isn't that customer service?
You might not have
Isn't that finding out?
So if you're going to give one piece of advice to a small business owner watching this, to be customer centric or to really build a great business by your attention to customer service or building relationships, what would it be? Let's start with you, Ziggy.
Look, for me, it'd be two parts. One is know your customer. Right, and the other would be that.
What do you mean by that? Just really define that.
Oh, well, look, I'd even go to the point of profiling the customer. Yeah. Say, what's your target customer? What do they read? What TV shows do they watch? How many? If they have children, would they have children? You know, how many children? What's their typical profile?
Where else do they shop?
Once you understand that, well, then you can serve them properly.
Okay.
And then the other thing is, adding onto that would be to create this culture of customer service so that it stems from the top, but it's just this whole culture of it that's in the business.
Mm-hmm. Okay, great. Bob, what about you?
Well, for me, it's all about culture. Basically, setting clarity around what the service culture is in your business from the top. Like as Troy was saying before, if you've got 20, 30 people working for you and they understand that that's the way you think, client rings up, got a problem, they know, they don't have to go to you, they know the culture, bang, service, right there on the phone now. And the quicker you respond, the better the experience for the client. So get the culture right from the top, make sure you transmit it and motivate and inspire those below you to actually work on that culture.
Nice, yeah, I agree. Lisa?
So I think for hair and beauty salons, they need to know why they leave. Why do people leave you? Like you need to know why. You need to be ringing, and I was saying before that if you give everybody a call 1 week later, courtesy call like BMW and those companies do, are you happy? Find out now. Why wait 4 months and think, I haven't seen Mrs. Jones. It's too late then. She's already found herself somewhere else. On. Yeah, so I think we're all chasing new customers. I think you need to look after and hang on to the ones you've got. So have a way of measuring that.
Okay.
Would be my advice.
Troy?
I think it starts with an intention and having a genuine care about the customer, having a good experience. So having them happy. Yeah, when I ring someone and I'm on hold for 20 minutes or half an hour and they tell me that they value my customer, I say, well, your actions prove to me otherwise. I'm not having a good time being on hold waiting for you for half an hour. I run a small business. Imagine my customer sitting on hold for half an hour? No, I don't think so.
They wouldn't do it, yeah.
No. So I think it's that genuine care to make sure that the customer is happy and then doing feedback and closing loop at the end of the job to make sure they actually are. And if they're not, taking accountability and then fixing it.
Fantastic. I mean, my piece of advice would be it's all about respect. And the more respect you show, the more respect you'll be shown. And I think businesses that perhaps get that wrong, it's got to start back at redefining what respect is for you, redefining your relationship, and it's got to start with a respectful relationship. So beautiful. All right. So thank you, Troy. Appreciate your time. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Ziggy, and thank you, Bob. Again, appreciate your advice and your thoughts, and thanks for helping out some small business owners. Thank you for watching the Small Business Focus today. I'm Andrew Griffiths, and we really hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you tune in next Wednesday, our panel discussion is going to be around, is technology really helping your business? It's an interesting discussion, so we hope that you can tune in and you'll enjoy what we've got to share. Thank you.